Hey there, and welcome back to Hold and Modify. It's Q, host of YouTube's most poorly produced, underproduced Amiga channel. And yes, we are here with the 3000 again. And I told you the next time you saw it, we'd be showing, me finishing putting it back together. And I know I'm not lying. I still haven't gotten the cover on there. And that's because of this. Let's go over here. And as you can see, if you look really close, the memory up there, 147. Why is that? Well, let's go to work. Sysinfo, and that's why. So let's go ahead and click speed. There we go. Not too bad. Not too shabby. And yeah, kaboom. Phone me now. Very, very nice. Now let's see if that's done anything to speed the drives up at all. I wouldn't think it would. But you never know, so let's try. No, that's what's the same. That's about what I expected though. So, what is that? Well, that's the Phase 5 68060, the original Phase 5 68060 from back in the day. I've shown it before in other videos, and I promised that I was going to get that inside this 3000 along with the Picasso, so we've gotten those up and running. And in the last video, you saw me run TV Paint, right? Yeah, let's go ahead and fire that up. And let's see if that little circle gradient tool draws any faster. Well, it actually just loaded a lot quicker right there. So we'll go ahead here and yeah, see how much faster the circle drags out? We'll make a nice big one here and boom, look how fast that was. You can go back and watch the last video to see how the stock 68030 handled that. That's pretty incredible. That is just, try it again, wham. Yep, super quick, love it. And let me go ahead and launch our favorite. Or is it just my favorite? Nobody else likes this? I'm kidding. I know a lot of you actually do appreciate the Lightwave stuff. I intend to continue doing more Lightwave stuff. So now what I'm doing here is assigning it because, again, I'm lazy with that because 3.2 keeps allowing me to be lazy with it. Now, I'll fire this up, and what this is opening, because this is a Picasso, we are opening this in a standard high-res interlace screen from Amiga OS. It's not mode promoted, it's just flicker fixed because it's a Picasso. And as you can see, the speed, if you looked at my older videos, this is super slow on the 3000, even with the Picasso, because Picasso doesn't do anything when you're not mode promoting. So this right here makes the 3000, the 68060, makes the 3000 in standard high-res interlace mode even faster than the AGA chipset in the 4000 or the 1200. Being able to run Lightwave and have it be flicker-free and in a native Amiga mode, and even though it's not AGA, so I won't have, of course, if you go to record here, I'm only going to have regular ham6 that's going to work, okay? I know it shows both, but only ham6 is going to work. But alternatively, I do have Picasso 2 mode, and that will work, and that will show a nice, pretty 24-bit image. So that's Lightwave. Let's go ahead and get this buttoned up and maybe run some proper tests. I promise this is not sponsored content, but this does help me get through a lot. So we've got the Amiga 2500 3000 sandwich stack going. I am desperately out of space here. I mean, yes, you could argue, well, you have a receiver there, but I need that to hook all the Amigas for audio up to. Plus, that's what the 1200 sets. Then we got the 4000, and then the 1000 over there, and then the CD32 on occasion. So this was about the best I could think to do. I mean, I could have stacked the 3000 on top of the 4000, but and who knows, maybe I will. The 2000 chassis seems to be a lot more rugged though, and yeah, I mean, it's like a tank. So it doesn't seem to mind the weight of the 3000 at all. There was no creaking or popping or anything. So there it is, folks. 3000 all buttoned up with my jank extension of the hard drive just flopped back there. I do something similar in the 4000 as well. You can see it there. It's a little more elegant, but you know, this way I don't have to open it up to do anything with the hard drive. But I guess the real test is to see if this will actually load some Lightwave stuff. So let's try that. Okay, let's see if we can actually load up some good old-fashioned Lightwave business. So we've gotten this far before, and yeah, we like the mode. It's fast. Would like to do more colors, but then, you know, I could still do that by mode promoting it, which I've shown in other videos numerous times. So let's load up fun stuff. How about the good old familiar thing, the Enterprise, so that you guys have a idea of the relative scale and speed of things. And this drive does about 2 megabytes a second, so it's clicking away here. All right, so now we're in Lightwave, and I don't know if you can see it on the video. There is some jailbar action going on, a little bit crisscrossy cross, but look, this is, you know, the Picasso is old. It does have some capacitors on it, but in general, it's an old technology too. So the signal quality and the noise ratios are, you know, nowhere near as tight as they are today. So to see some jail bars and things like that, you just have to come to expect that. If I mode promoted this to an actual Picasso mode, there would be less jail bars because it seems Picasso's video is a little cleaner than the Denise Amber setup on the 3000. But again, I'd lose the ability to do preview playback. So you can see the speed, how fast it redraws this here when I let go. That's the power of the 060, being able to render this point mode version of the Enterprise. And of course, because we're not mode promoting, I can make preview. So we'll come in here and we'll tell it to do something really fast. Let's do like 15 frames, right? And look, that's actually pretty good. I mean, you're doing a fairly detailed model in point mode. We've got the grid view visible for reference. We've got some stars in the background. You can probably barely see them on the video, but that's a pretty fast preview build. And then of course we can play it back nice and smooth. You can pause it, slide it back. So again, this is one of the benefits of not mode promoting Lightwave and then working with a nice flicker-free screen, because then you have that ability. And then as far as rendering goes, let's give it a good test. We'll leave everything on, enhanced medium, motion blur, 640 by 480, and we can't do 8-bit ham, unfortunately. I'm actually surprised it's even letting me pick that. Oh, there it goes. See, this option requires an AJ Amiga. So you could do awesome, yummy ham, or we could, of course, do Picasso 2. So let's go ahead and do Picasso 2 and press F9. Now, I am going to fast forward through this, but I will let you see the time. Okay, so that took 12 minutes and 3 seconds. Now, sadly, as you saw, the image from the Picasso, well, it didn't quite work out. So let's figure out what's going on. Why did Picasso go poo-poo on a 640 by 480 screen? Let me put this into fast mode by turning off some stuff. Let's press F9 again. Let's just see if it was some kind of poopy thing that happened. Poopy things are bad. That's why we have bidets. It is possible that the Lightwave Picasso 2 display thing doesn't work with Picasso 4. There could be enough different with the Picasso 4 that the code in Lightwave was written for the Picasso 2 originally, and it just doesn't understand the Picasso 4. In which case, you would need the Cybervision Lightwave plugin, which I do have somewhere, just not currently installed on this 3000, which is another reason why having that the hard drive for the 3000 out here handy. I mean, I could do a sneaker net and just use the floppy drive, but yeah, I need to probably get, my guess is maybe that's what I need to do, is get the Cybervision Lightwave plugin, which will work with a bunch of video cards, including the Picasso 4. So yeah, this is definitely some kind of, this is an issue. That took a minute 20, by the way. This is some kind of issue with the Picasso 4 versus Lightwave's Picasso 2 support. And just to quickly verify that, let's just go to camera and do something like square pixels. Let's see, custom size, something we know that this Picasso can do. 800 by 600, keep it simple. And then we're just going to do a gradient backdrop. And let's make sure it's on Picasso 2. It is. We'll press F9. There's our backdrop. And nothing. Yep, so that tells me I most likely need to get the Cybervision plugin. And when you install the Cybervision plugin, it'll just show up here in a list. You've probably seen it in my other videos on the 4000, where it'll just show up in the list here as a display device. It'll say like Cybervision. And then you configure it outside of Lightwave. So, I'll have to get that figured out. Because if I remember correctly, I don't have, yeah, this is a really bare bones Lightwave install. I don't really have any of the support software installed, like all the various plugins and the goodies and whatnot that folks would have. I mean, I do have plugins obviously, but I don't actually have the CyberVision plugin installed. So that's something I can do in the future. I just did want to show off the speed of the 060. Plus, this acted as a nice burn-in for the 060. That was 13 minutes of that 060 rendering here, and 3000 didn't lock up or seize or reboot. So that's a good sign. Again, it's because I'm mode promoting, I'm not going to be able to launch Scenery Animator. Watch what happens. See? It doesn't know what to do. It freaks out. It doesn't do anything. You actually have to go to Workbench. This is the same for Vista Pro. Vista Pro 3, not only will it not launch, it'll actually just crash your Amiga. So you have to go to Workbench, go to Prefs. And again, on a Picasso 4, this isn't so bad because, again, it's flicker fixed. Go ahead and clean this up a little bit. Yes, this is my OCD kicking in while I'm making a video. Okay, and then we're going to go to screen mode. And if we go back to just a happy, Amiga mode, 16 colors, great, isn't it? But now, I should be able to launch Scenery Animator. Ta-da! There you go. See? So that'll work, and then I can hit quit, go to Vista Pro, launch Vista Pro, boom. Oh, I love seeing Vista Pro without flicker. Oh, it is so nice. Because it's one of these programs, again, if you try to mode promote it, it freaks out. This is just, this is so nice to finally be able to load Vista Pro. I also want to bring up another point. I know I mentioned this in previous videos, but I like to bring it up in every video. Look at the screen here. So, you know me, I love my 5x4 standard VGA LCD square panel screens, right? I love them to death because I was thinking that, that's what Amigas are. They always had the square screens with their CRTs and whatnot, and their old monitors. But it turns out, if you want to display Amiga screen modes, native screen modes, properly, without scaling or weird crunchiness, because remember, native Amiga screen modes are basically like an NTSC scale. They're not 1:1. If you look closely, you can definitely see on this 16:9 monitor that this has like a wider aspect, okay? This is an NTSC 3000, and this is what it's doing. The Amiga's output is wide. It's pixel wide. The pixels aren't square. They're wide. So, I hate to say it, as much as I love my square 5x4 VGA monitors, using a widescreen monitor like this allows you to get the accurate Amiga native screen modes displayed in their proper aspect ratios and in their proper pixel counts. So there's something to be said for this. So as much as I thought it was kind of dorky having a big 16:9 monitor for native Amiga modes and even other modes like RTG modes like 800x600 and 640x480, I'm not a big fan of the 1280x720 type stuff or 1920x1080. I just feel that no Amiga software is ever written for that, and I mean, in the Workbench, it feels a little strange to me, so I tend to stick to the more conventional screen modes. But it is nice to see, at least on a 16:9 screen, you get the nice native scaling. And as a bonus, as I've told you many times, this monitor, even without a Picasso or Flicker Fixer, can show Amiga screen modes. So the monitor is kind of like my all-in-one great backup, probably the best monitor to have hooked up. So, by the way, I'm going to close this video out by mentioning that this 2500 I have down here is actually working, so don't think that the 2500 has been abandoned. No, it is working, and it's sharing the same monitor as the 3000. The 2500 has the RGB to HDMI, and that's going into the HDMI input on this monitor, so I can switch to it very easily. And of course, the 2500 uses the same keyboard and mouse that the 3000 can use, so I can basically just very quickly come down here, unplug everything, and the 2500 conveniently has all its ports right in the front, plug them all in, switch over, boom, I'm in the 2500. So that's my little compromise, this little sandwich here. And after all these years, 2 years, folks, as I've said before, 2 years, long time, I finally have what was my first real desktop Amiga computer all those years ago, back in my possession, working great, and kitted out with stuff that I could only dream about. My 3000 did have a Picasso 2, and it did have a 68040, but it had the cheapest one made. It was a 68040 that didn't come with any onboard memory. It plugged into the fast slot and used the native Amiga memory. So it wasn't the fastest 040. Instead of being like 4 times faster than the stock 3000, it was like 3 times faster. Still fast, but not the full speed. Having this 016 here is just incredible, and I'm going to keep sharing videos with you all, and Granted, a lot of them are going to be more software focused. And again, as I've talked in the past, sometimes I do use emulators to show you software just because it's more convenient, but I will always try and show you the real stuff as well. Okay, that's it. Thanks for watching. This journey has finally come to an end. For the 3000 anyway. Bye-bye.